Basically, the legislature set up the State Office of Administrative Hearings to be independent. The governor is attempting to take control of that agency. That's contrary to what the legislature stated. So from that standpoint, it's a violation of the separation of powers. The governor of Texas doesn't have that type of power. What we're asking for today is for the judge to stop a hearing that's scheduled to start tomorrow. Simply stated, we think it's illegal, we think it's unconstitutional, violates the statute. We're here to see if the judge agrees with us.
Currently, there are no coal plants in the Texoma area. We have a natural gas plant which has no mercury emissions and has very, very low particulate matter emissions. And a coal plant is going to mean a lot more toxic mercury. It's going to mean a lot more particulate matter. We're supposed to have 160 pounds of mercury, 1,115 pounds of particulate matter. Mercury can affect a developing fetus. Learning disabilities are probably the biggest outcome, and that can range from mild, like maybe a little bit of attention deficit, all the way to severe learning disabilities, depending on the exposure. Nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide, those are both gases that go up into the air, and they actually can also contribute to particulate matter, cause breathing impairment. They also contribute to acid rain and also to ozone. So, if a lot of cities have ozone alerts and that sort of thing. And of course, all of these particulate matter and SO2 and NOx, they all also contribute to cities being in attainment or being in non-attainment. If a city gets into non-attainment, you're talking about considerable loss of federal funds. And this is a concern for us. And where I live, Collin County is just to our south, and they're already in non-attainment. We're concerned if we put a coal plant right in the middle, then we're going to find ourselves in non-attainment as well. The fast track is put a real hardship on the kind of average person who's trying to participate in this case and protect their land and their family. Normally, a case like this would last at least a year, maybe 18 months. But because of the executive order, we only have 6 months for this case, and we have 6 permits that have been consolidated into this one giant case. So you have a case that's much larger than usual, compressed in a very small amount of time. There's a great deal of paperwork, and the average person doesn't even have time to raise money and find a lawyer. TXU is this huge company. They've already got their case set out. They've already got money for their lawyers, and the average person just doesn't have time to truly participate in a fair way.
This is what this is about. This is a grab of power that is unprecedented, and it's wrong. We're here to try to do something about it.
And they're proposing 2 coal-fired plants within a mile and another 2 coal-fired plants within 4 miles. So we're actually in the ring of fire where we already have some plants there, Lockdale, Sandow, Fremont, Limestone, and my wife and I ranched there, and we both cancer survivors. We had 2 of our 4 children have asthma. My wife and I both developed asthma. We don't think we can live there if they build these power plants.
Particulate matter affects breathing. It is particularly dangerous to the young and to the elderly. For young children, it presents itself most frequently in asthma. Asthma is a huge problem and a growing problem in the United States, and it's a very expensive problem. A lot of people say that coal is the cheapest way to go, but if you start looking at all the health problems that come because of it, you realize that the push just gets pushed onto the medical field. It doesn't, we pick up the tab instead of TXU picking up the tab.
These cases will determine the energy policy for the state of Texas for the long foreseeable future, and will affect the health of children for many generations as well. So it's very important that we actually make the right choices now, because we're going to be stuck with them for a very long time.
We think this is just a rush to TXU to get these plants permitted before we get some more stricter regulations on CO2 control.
Governor Perry was helping out an industry that really didn't need any help, and he was pretty preferential in which industries he was helping. You can follow the money trail a little bit as far as campaign contributions, and you didn't see Perry give the same kind of assistance to wind farms, or hydro farms, or solar panels, or anything else. It went to the plants that will be permitted through TCEQ, and that's the coal-fired power plants.
They want to build one down in Robertson County, which is, 60 miles away, that puts out 1,440 pounds of mercury a year. That's 10 times more than a lot of plants are putting out. I'm right in the ring of fire. There's going to be 4 of these coal-fired plants within 5 miles of me, and I don't like it. I bought a dream place years ago, and now it's turned into a nightmare. There's so much pollution going to come out of these plants that we probably can't even live, not very long anyhow. Especially particulate matter, which doesn't come out of a gas plant. The particulate matter and mercury comes out of these coal-fired plants. There's also radiation coming out of it, and it's not regulated at all. Yet it is in a nuclear plant. There's 100 times more radiation comes out of these coal-fired plants than they let come out of a nuclear plant. Why?
I just don't think it's proper that Texas needs to be held hostage to TXU's power plant because it's not the right power plant for the state of Texas.
I think it's very greedy of the corporations not to give us the maximum clean environment that we need. I love Texas. I think clean air, clean skies, nice water, clean water is something that should be of the first order, the first thing that our government should provide us with.
We need power, I agree. We need power. But if you're going to build something, do it right, build it clean.
I think he fast-tracked it because he had a campaign contribution from those people. I think it was obviously in his interest. He had the sure money coming from them, and so he killed a couple of birds with one stone. I don't think the politicians that I've talked to, they don't even consider the possibility of a health risk. I think this is wrong. I think that's one of the first things they should consider. I think we're overpolluted already. We definitely don't need 19 more coal plants to add to the pollution that we've already got.